Hey everyone, I'm Kevin Shively, and this is episode 203 of Play It Back, where we're reviewing game tape of your favorite creative campaigns of all time. Now, I've been busy filming conversations with some of my favorite marketers around their favorite campaigns. But you're still going to get some of these talking head episodes about my favorite stuff because I geek out on this and I enjoy talking to you all about it. And I enjoy the conversations that happen in the comments and when we dig in together. So this week, we're going to talk about channeling raw creativity. Now, in Monday's newsletter, you'll get a deep dive on an incredibly cool campaign from MailChimp, but I wanted to add something to the mix today. So we're going to play back some of the best creative that I've seen this week. These are all current campaigns, and we'll analyze their efficacy through a specific set of criteria that we see deliver time and time again. If I was creating a brand campaign right now, this is the playbook that I would follow. Number 1. Identify a cultural trend. Now, this can be industry specific, it can be more macro, whatever you need it to be, as long as it resonates with your audience. Number 2, engage with a unique point of view that presents a paradigm shift. You also want to address an unspoken fear that your audience might have. Number 3, innately connect your company's value prop without expressly saying it. Number 4, use strong visual storytelling. Ideally, this is focused on your customers, but as you'll see in a second, there are a few different ways that you can do this. Okay, keep that framework and those criteria in mind as we dig into 4 campaigns that caught my eye this week. Number 1, Nikon on artificial intelligence. Nikon and their agency Circus Gray just released their campaign, Don't Give Up on the Real World. This campaign does a bananas job of playing on an innate fear that we all have about AI. Each ad has an AI prompt style line of text. The prompt is always something outlandish, like, hey, a latte skate park in the middle of the desert on Mars. But they pair it with a real life photo that a real life human took in the real life world. So that latte skate park in the middle of the desert on Mars is actually a picture of Coyote Buttes at the Utah-Arizona border. I love this campaign. It taps into a cultural trend, a big one, but in a very visceral and emotional way. I just spent some time camping with no cell service in the North Cascades, thinking about how little time we really disconnect and get into the real world without that tether of the digital. Nikon knows this. They know their audience craves this, and that their product makes it beautiful and possible. Cultural trend, expressed through a strong POV without expressly stating that fear I talked about, and it's innately connected to their value prop, leveraging visual storytelling from their community. Prompt, Kevin Shively doing a chef's kiss. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's the shit that's going to take your job. Moving on, Salesforce on AI. The company's new AI campaign featuring Matthew McConaughey is brilliant, and not just because McConaughey is a cowboy is fun. Set in an Old West AI-generated ghost town, the Salesforce ambassador asks,
So if AI is the Wild West, well, who's the sheriff around here?
That's it. That's the entire spot. Now, I want to talk about why it's so good. Number 1, they shift the narrative. Salesforce houses customer and revenue data for most of us. They need us to feel safe and secure when it comes to any new product, and obviously they, like everyone else, has a suite of AI tools now. They want the narrative to be around safety and ethical application of AI so that we trust their products. Number 2, they want to own the narrative. Now, if you've ever watched a Western, you've heard someone dramatically say, there's a new sheriff in town. Salesforce, just by raising that question, threw down the gauntlet. They're the sheriff. Everyone else fall in line. They're also building a microsite around the topic of safety and ethics for AI. They're putting a stake in the ground around becoming that trusted expert on the topic. And as a bonus, they're devaluing their competition. Other AI tools are glitchy and gimmicky like you see in the image, and it comes across in the spot, but it's spelled out much more clearly in a print ad that they ran. They're saying it's the Wild West out there. No one's doing anything particularly interesting, but we're here now. Grow up. Just like Nikon. Cultural trend expressed through a strong POV that taps into a subconscious fear but shifts the narrative, innately connected to their value prop, and leverages powerful visual storytelling. In this case, it draws on our shared understanding of the sheriff in the Old West instead of UGC, but it still creates a really visceral reaction. Come to think of it, the only thing missing from this is Billy from Tombstone saying, "We got to have some law." I bet they could use AI to add that clip in post. Number 3, the WWF on, well, not AI. The WWF jumped on another hot trend right now, Twitter rebranding to X. And when I say a hot trend, I mean, in a dumpster fire kind of way. But as I've seen a few ex-Twitter employees say now, this was a gift. It cleanly separated old Twitter from new. Twitter that was honestly pivotal in my and so many of our careers and friendships and connection to the world. Now we don't have to pretend we care about it anymore. It finally got me to delete X, which was somehow easier to do than Twitter, although I don't really know why. Anyway, WWF took a hold of that feeling and made it even bigger, leveraging the evolution of Twitter's brand to make a statement. Along with this image, they had the caption, "Protect our wildlife before it's too late." Again, cultural trend, strong POV that taps into some fear and is innately connected to their value prop, told through storytelling. Again, this one doesn't leverage customer stories, but like Salesforce, it taps into a shared historical context that the audience seeing the ad all recognizes, and for many of us, has an emotional connection to. Plus, if you think about it, nearly extinct birds kind of are their customer, so we'll count it. And number 4, Lavenderland. Now, lavender isn't just a bush that attracts a billion bees each summer. It's also an AI sales email coach. If you haven't checked it out, it's pretty damn slick. Also, this is unrelated to the topic I'm taking forever to get to, but I love their website. It's slick, it's easy to read, feels like you've entered a cinematic universe. Which brings us to their latest and greatest, Lavenderland. Lavender isn't the first company to build, buy, or partner with a media company to support their brand. I covered HubSpot's purchase of The Hustle in detail in season 1, but Lavender is arguably my new favorite because you really do feel like you stepped into a top-tier streaming service. The Lavender Cinematic Universe has 6 shows, all about various aspects of selling, and all hosted by Lavender founders, salespeople, and staff. Oh, and some Muppets, because your LinkedIn feed didn't have any Muppets, and it's a goddamn travesty. The shows have an element of UGC, competition, game showness, and education, along with some great humor and storytelling. In one show, Mike Wander, a Lavender AE, reviews and rewrites user-submitted emails, and then scores them using Lavender. If he scores lower than the original email, that seller gets the tool for free. I'm not going to spoil the rest because you should actually check it out. It's awesome, even if you're not in sales. So again, say it with me. Cultural trend, in this case streaming content networks, used to express a unique and paradigm-shifting POV. AI can make sales better and help you as an individual sales rep perform better. And innately connected to the company's value prop expressed through powerful visual storytelling. And again, in this case, leveraging lots of customers. That's it for today. If you like this more rapid fire current event style, let me know. I'm planning on adding this into the mix and adding different frameworks to analyze sets of campaigns, but we'll also have some interview series coming at you soon, which I'm really excited about. Thanks again. We'll see you next week on Play It Back.